Pretty, petty, unfiltered, babe. Spill the tea, say the name, never behave. Love, drama, late night secrets revealed. Pretty, petty, unfiltered, that's the deal. Unfiltered.
Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to the Pretty, Petty, and Unfiltered podcast. Today we are podcasting outside because I'm literally podcasting on my lunch break, as this past weekend has been honestly so depressing because it's just been raining and then snowing. Like, what in the actual fuck? Why are we getting snow in May? Since when? Why? I hate it here. Why do I live here? I would love to move away and not be here. That is still my future plan, is to not live in Regina, because the weather is horrendous, it is boring as fuck, and I need some more excitement in my life, and there's nothing really exciting around here. This past weekend, other than the crappy ass weather, oh, my neighbor is home, and there's an airplane. Pause. And we are back. The plane is gone. The dogs are running around in the backyard, around my pond and garden. Here Milo is in his zoomies right now, trying to get Charlie to run. So I really wish I would have taken a hot holiday this winter, or last winter. It's been like, I swear, 3 years since I went on a hot holiday. This is going to also be a very chaotic episode because I'm outside with dogs running around with squeaky toys. Just like that. Just like that. We'll see how noise reduction this little mic works. Anyways, this past weekend, extremely depressing. All this stupid snow. I hate it here. I want to move away. There's nothing fun here. I am ready for something new and exciting. Oh my god, perfect light now that the fucking sun's behind the cloud. Also, try not to look at my forehead because I have a little zit that just came through this morning. So that also hurts, and I'm like super annoyed about that. But at least I can hold my phone at different ranges. Anyways, squirrel. So past weekend, my little sister had her birthday party, and it was the emo. Fucking hell, got a bug in my face. Emo was the theme, and it was never a phase. So we all were wearing, like, well, for sure black head to toe, thick ass eyeliner, and they had like temporary tattoos. I still have a temporary tattoo on my arm. Let me show you. And a little bit on my neck still. The neck one's just about gone. My arm one is finally fading. I had a shower last night and I was scrubbing it like a motherfucker and it still wasn't coming off. I used vitamin E oil, like kind of like bio oil. I don't have baby oil in my house, so I used that. That didn't work. Apparently it's just about more than temporary, this tattoo. But I actually like the tattoos. They're really cute. And I did actually like the neck tattoo. But yes. So the theme was emo. Honestly, I haven't went to like a theme party other than like Halloween in a long time. And I actually really dig theme parties. But it only really works out if people all join in and actually follow through with the theme. Because if you only have like... drop the mic. If you only have like 2 people or 3 people doing the theme, then it's not that fun. But yeah, it was great. I think there was like 20 people there or something, and me and my older sister left early. She had to go pick up her daughter, and I was tired, and just like 2 hours was good enough for me. Recharge my battery, and that was it. I can only spend so long with people, then I'm like, okay, I'm good. I have met my capacity of entertainment and entertaining. Yeah. What else has gone on this past week other than the shitty ass weather? I'm still struggling. Oh, hi Milo. If you're looking at the video, my dogs have joined. I am struggling on finding where to buy, like, am I saying hi? Milo is saying hi. You want to say hi? We licked the mic. Big old wet kiss, that dog. Yeah, so not a lot has happened this past week because it's been so crappy outside and haven't been able to do a whole lot, but I did get my garden in prior, which is good. Still trying to find a company that I want to buy my fencing from, and then I'm going back and forth. Do I do my own concrete? Do I do patio pavers or concrete slabs? And honestly, everything is like $100 difference, so it's kind of a struggle. I just have to think, do I want to do the labor, or like how much labor do I want to do? Because the fencing I want to do by myself because I know how to do PVC fencing, like the vinyl fencing. I know how to build a fence, but I'm like, okay, what's more cost effective and what's going to be quick and easy? So that's still on the running. And this episode was supposed to be me interviewing either a couple or somebody who was pregnant or is pregnant, about like intimacy and stuff and all these other questions for advice for this one person from the UK. But I did not find somebody yet. I might have to ask my little sister and her man if they will be up for coming on the podcast, because they do have 2 children. So that'll be most likely my guest. And then like this weekend I kept thinking about the ex that I'm going to burn the bridge. I had like all these thoughts go through my head, and I'm like, what am I going to say? I'm ready to talk about it. And then it was like extremely, extremely depressing outside. So I was like, do I feel like being more depressed talking about this shit? But I had no motivation literally to talk about that certain situation. So I was like, oh, we're going to pass for now. So I probably will plan that maybe for next week, depending on if I have a guests come on for that questions. Well, I guess basically like a Q&A for the pregnancy type situation. So it's like I should probably write down a timeline with myself and this ex, because he's literally came into my life probably a billion fucking times and then screwed me over fucking every single time. And I'm just stupid enough to go back every fucking single time. But I am so over the chaos. I just like, oh my god. I'm just over all the chaos and like toxic relationships and situationships, and I'm like so over it. And I also like still don't really want to date anybody that's here unless they're willing to move and want to move, or just have like a more adventurous and exciting life and lifestyle, because I'm so sick and tired of being fucking bored. So that's kind of why I want to meet somebody new and that doesn't live here and that lives a fun, exciting, and adventurous life. Oh yeah, I was going to talk about recently, as I had talked about I think in the last episode, I had a foster named Max, and he had to leave last night, like super late last night. I think he got picked up at like 11:30, so I'm pretty fucking tired today. I don't even know how I'm functioning. Oh no. Sorry, I just yawned. I'm gonna make everybody else yawn who's listening and watching this. Oh my god, big ass bumblebee. Milo, do not eat it. He had to go because he was getting neutered for one at a location somewhere near Moose Jaw, but then found out he is going back to the original owner, which is like a massive piss off because of the situation. Like this person's dogs got seized from them and taken into the pound. She didn't pay the fees to take her dogs out, but then somehow can have her dogs back. I don't fully get it. She's paying like $500 to get each dog back. There's 4 dogs. I had one of them, Max, who does not deserve to go back to that house. He was the sweetest freaking boy, so well trained. Honestly, amazing. Like my sister would have adopted him, or my neighbor across the street would have adopted him. But apparently she was getting other rescues to bug the rescue that I rescue and foster through, and causing a huge shitstorm. And then her stories was changing, like she didn't move out of her town. But then the only way she found out, like I asked somebody else, how did she get the dog back and all that kind of stuff, and how did she know where her dogs went? Apparently she saw one of her dogs being posted looking for a foster. So then, like, how did you not know until then that your dogs were not in your house? Like, it just does not make any sense. Oh my god, Milo was about to lay in the pool outside. Actually, let's It's more like he's bobbing for apples, but toys that are in the water, and he's blowing bubbles. It's just very funny and adorable. He's still doing circles. Oh, there he goes. If you're looking at the video, Milo is now laying in the water, blowing bubbles. No, you stay over there. Oh shit. Now he's shaking and running. Yeah, so I'm honestly pretty freaking pissed about the whole situation because it's like, this person does not deserve to have these dogs back at all. I feel like it should be put on a fucking list that says you cannot have dogs in your care for X amount of years or something like that. Hi, Romeo. He's outside. Whoops. Let's see if Romeo will talk on the mic. Got anything to say? Anything to say? Nope, got nothing to say, apparently. Want a meow? Nope, he doesn't want a meow. Like, just the animal laws and stuff. Everything just is really, really frustrating. I do love fostering, but it's times like this that make it extremely frustrating because I don't believe this person deserves to have her animals back whatsoever. And now Milo and Charlie are about to play because Milo's got the zoomies because he is soaking wet. We are going to take a short break while you see a video of Milo having the zoomies. Oh, where did he go? Okay, back to the situation with fosters. Fostering, honestly, is amazing, but also heartbreaking at the same time because you see all these animals and what they go through. And, like, you want to help as many as you can, but the world is honestly a cruel place. People are super, super cruel to animals. Treat them like trash. Treat them like they're just... Oh my god, I had a spider on my hand. That just traumatized me. Back to what I was saying. So, people are insanely cruel. There's animal protection laws that we have, but then they don't affect those of the animals that are on the reservations. Like, why? I get it's protected land, but how about you protect these animals that are getting abused, that are getting shot, that are getting stabbed and chopped up and dragged on everything? Like, this is a realization of what happens on these reservations. I follow this guy to read, is it Selman? I don't even know how to pronounce his last name, but he lives in Alberta. He's a country singer, animal advocate, and he posts everything and, like, helps fundraise and stuff and tries to rescue all these animals. And then you see all the posts that he shares that are about animals on their reservations that need rescuing and fostering and stuff, and it's just, like, absolutely insane. And then everybody calls it racist because he brings it up. It's just the reserves that are like this, but it's like, it's not racist. It's just literal fact that these animals are getting abused on these reservations. There may be some places that there's, or some people, maybe 2 out of the 50 that actually care for their animals, are doing the right things, are spaying and neutering, taking care of them, aren't just chaining their dogs up outside and leaving them there for the winter. Like, the winter is probably one of the worst times for a lot of these animals because they're just left outside, chained up somewhere, or they're just left out there and they're just hiding in a cardboard box or something. I honestly wish I could show, like, some of the photos and proof, but it's too not explicit, what the hell is the word? I don't know, it's too rank to even show on YouTube or anything or Spotify because it's so cruel, it's so traumatizing seeing what these animals go through. And I wish we could do something. Like, I wish the federal government would do something, put something into effect, help these animals. Honestly, these people on their reservations, there is that land agreement or whatever that they were getting $40,000 per person. Honestly, you could have a veterinarian full time on every reservation for the cost of 3 people not getting their $40,000. Like, and these people blow it on shit they don't need to be blowing that $40,000 on. It's just extremely frustrating seeing them get all this money, and then you see the animals that are treated like absolute trash when they have the funds to help these poor innocent animals, and their chiefs and whoever else is in their council or whoever the fuck deals with all their laws and everything are doing nothing. And it's sad. They keep the money from their people too. Like, it's just so frustrating and extremely sad knowing that they get all these funds but do nothing for the animals in their care. And then there's people that get mauled to death by these dogs because they're starving And that's what happens. If you're a dog starving and you're out there and have no one to care for you, you're going to do what you got to do to survive. So yeah, you'll eat someone. Like, that's just, it is what it is. Like, they also eat each other, which is horrendous. But, like, that's what animals do to survive. And it's extremely sad and frustrating. In my opinion, I wish they were banned. Like, I wish animals were banned from reserves. Or, like, if you already owned an animal, your animal had to be licensed to you and had to be spayed and neutered so they couldn't breed out there. And then once that animal passes, you're no longer, like, grandfathered into the situation anymore. You just wouldn't be allowed to have animals on there because they're just not being treated properly. Like, if these places don't have a clean running water like they always talk about and complain about, how do they expect people to care for these animals properly? Like, in the truth about fostering, it is extremely hard. It is exhausting. And there's next to nothing for funds to help these rescues because it's all literally fundraising. That's it. There's no funds or grants from the government whatsoever, which is absolutely stupid because all these humane societies, yes, they are getting funded. They have these thousands and millions of dollars that get donated from big corporations and everything, but you have these small rescues that are trying to save every animal possible, and they're in debt, like thousands upon thousands, $50,000, $80,000. Like the rescue that I'm with, they were in debt $50-something thousand, close to $60,000 in vet bills. So that's when they have to do an intake hold because they can't pay any more vet bills. And some vets, yes, they let you have, like, run a tab, but then that's why there's debt, so much debt, is because they're literally running a tab, and then the vet says, okay, now you can't have any more because you got to pay off X amount of dollars before we can work on, like, more animals and stuff. I just wish fostering and these organizations and, like, rescues would have the opportunity similar to humane societies. And, like, these shelters, they're supposed to be non-kill, but there are kill shelters in Saskatchewan. Like, I know Regina Humane Society, if that animal is sick and they're at capacity, they're not going to make it better. They're going to put that animal down. And that's just the sad reality of what's happening in these shelters. Like, I feel like all shelters should be a no-kill shelter, but then, like, also where do you put all these animals that have no homes? Because it's so much overpopulation because these people just breed these animals and don't care, or they're just not spayed and neutered, and then they're out and about, and then they get pregnant, and then the cycle continues. It's like cats. In the spring, summertime, they populate so much, because, like, a female cat can have 6 kittens at once or 8 kittens at once, and then those kittens can have kittens. Like, it's just a huge, horrible cycle constantly. Forgot to mention, I'd also like to clarify, as I'm currently rewatching everything I just recorded, and now I'm editing it all together, regarding the land settlements that people were getting. I meant $40,000, like, times 3, so 30 people say didn't get it per reservation. That could cover one veterinarian per reservation, not that amount could cover every reservation for a veterinarian. That just meant, like, each reservation, if 3 people didn't get that $40,000, they could have a veterinarian on there for a year, like, stuff like that. That's kind of what I meant, just to clarify. Time to interrupt the regularly scheduled podcast for some absolute cuteness overload. I want to be the baby sleeping. Hi, Romeo. Oh, yeah, the little baby. These are my fosters that I still have. One of the orange kittens, soon to be available for adoption. And the other orange kitten did sweeping. And this one's due. Little tiger. Yeah, my Romeo. He's sick, so he's going to the vet next Monday because I don't know what's wrong with him. Hey, Twyla. Alright, so now I'm recording this portion on my afternoon break because I didn't have enough time on my lunch break because I took the dogs for a walk before. Honestly, this episode's kind of hard to do because I'm kind of in a sad mood because I miss Max and I'm not happy with the situation that happened, and I'm hoping it doesn't happen again. But I'm also kind of hoping that this girl, like, ghosts and doesn't pick up her dogs, because then we can have the dogs back and they can get adopted out properly. I'm just, like, kind of depressed and sad about it, which really sucks. Yeah, I don't know. Not happy. But on another note, let's go with reality TV. This week will be the Summer House reunion. Summer House was regarding the Kyle and Amanda and Sierra and Wes situation. The last week's episode, there was a point where Kyle kind of like broke down and said that Amanda's just never happy when she's around him, but she's like too afraid to basically end it with him. And it's kind of like foreshadowing because this is before the whole Amanda and Wes thing kind of came out. So it should be interesting. And from what I've seen online on IMDb, the reunion is 3 parts. So it's going to be a long ass reunion. And hopefully it's explosive. Hopefully it's really good. We shall see what happens. On more reality TV, Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, Macy and Jesse are basically no longer friends. There's been some like shady posts between Taylor and Macy online saying that Macy's basically accusing Taylor of like constantly going back and using her trauma and everything going on to like, how did she put it? She had like a huge ass paragraph. Just basically saying Taylor's just not helping herself with anything. She said like it would be like if I knew what would cause my skin rashes and I just kept using whatever was causing it anyways because I didn't want to give it up. And then Taylor was accusing her of using her past trauma. Like Taylor was accusing Macy of using her past like abuse and everything that she had went through. And then I guess Jesse's been like commenting and resharing stuff, and Macy's seeing that and she's also like pissed. So then she's commenting on these posts, and the last one had said, well, if she would have reached out to me, then we could have talked about this. And then Macy had said something about that she received the text, but I fucking forget the whole rest of the paragraph. But like there's some beef in this whole mom talk situation. And then there was another thing I read about dad talk, is that they were trying to make it a thing, trying to have their own kind of spin-off, but like nobody wants dad talk. They're just on the coattails of mom talk, honestly. So that should be interesting. There's also the Mormon Wives of Orange County. Yes, I think it's Orange County is where they're going to be doing it. And like most of them are not even Mormon or wives. So it doesn't like make any sense. They should do it like or like influencers of whatever, or it's just like they're not Mormon. So don't put Mormon wives. And most of them are not even married. It could be like Mormon moms or just mom talk OC edition or something, because most of them are not wives and not Mormon. So why do they keep calling it Mormon wives? It just doesn't make any sense. And I know a lot of people are also having beef about that and issues about it, because they're also like, it doesn't make any sense that they're calling it this when none of them are Mormon, except for like I think maybe one woman is Mormon, and then one grew up Mormon but like isn't Mormon. So they should literally just call it mom talk OC, like leave it at that. And then they could spin the Mormon Wives, the original one, just to like mom talk Utah or something, because they're not Mormon. So it's kind of like super annoying. I also don't fully understand how they're so popular, to be honest. Because like when you watch the show, they're not like doing anything crazy exciting. The drama is just between friends. That's it. They go to some events, and the events are just influencer events. And that's kind of it. I also don't understand why Hulu ever allowed Taylor to be on the show, considering she got arrested literally the day before. And Jesse had went on another podcast, the Get Real podcast, and said that herself, I think, like, so Jesse, Macy, and was it Michaela? Well, there's 3 of them that originally weren't cast for the Mormon Wives, but then they weren't sure if Taylor was going to be able to film legally because she got arrested and charged. So they had invited or asked these other Mormon wives that aren't actually Mormon to come on the show. So that's how that came about. Oh my god, I just had a bug fly on my face. Yeah, I don't know. I don't fully understand how some people are so famous out there for doing next to really nothing. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like we need like a fur parent talk or something, or like a dog talk, cat talk, something like that, or like rescue talk or something. Oh, hey Milo, I don't know what you're chewing. Oh, you coming to say hello? Yeah, something like that, because that's more entertaining. Like, everybody loves animals, and animals are absolutely adorable and funny as fuck. We're just gonna pop this little video in between somewhere. I'm gonna edit, and yeah. So another reality TV thing I just remembered was Sammy Sweetheart is pregnant. Well, she had a baby already, because I'm watching Jersey Shore Family Vacation. They are no longer going to be on TV. It's the final season, so now they're looking for a new platform. But in this last episode, they announced that Angelina is pregnant. So, not sure whose child, baby Danny, who it is. We'll see if they show that in the next upcoming episode. Yeah, it should be a chaotic season, but never thought she would get pregnant, but she's always wanted to, so good for her, I guess. And Sammy, she also was trying a lot. She was doing IVF and everything, and she finally got pregnant and had a baby boy. Yes, baby boy. And she kept slipping up saying he when she was trying to keep it a secret from everybody. But yes, anyways, back to what I was saying before. Sorry, this episode's kind of like all over the place. It's just been not a great past few days. When I found out that Max was going back to his previous owner, it's been rough, and fostering is rough, but it is also like, it makes you feel good in the end for the most part, because you know when these animals do get adopted, they are going to their forever homes, and because they're supposed to be vetted and they get like reference checks and everything, so you hope these animals do go to a better home and stuff like that. This situation, I just hope it never happens again, because it really fucking sucks, considering I had him for just about 2 weeks and connected with him, and literally everybody loved him because he was so sweet and he would smile and everything. So I hope it doesn't ever happen again. But fostering is, and honestly, it's a great thing to do, because there's so many innocent animals out there that need our help, and there's never enough fosters because there's so many animals. Like, if I had an acreage, honestly, I would do a sanctuary. I would have so many animals, but that costs money that I do not have, sadly. Oh, Milo looks beautiful in this part of the video. Yeah. If I ever want a big chunk of money or something, or had a major brand deal or something like that, first that's how I would pay off my debt for sure. But then my next thing would be to like buy property and then build like a building for animals, for sanctuary, for like a rescue, all that kind of stuff that just help so much. Pay down rescue bills, all that kind of stuff. Because yeah, shitty things happen, but like at least helping these innocent animals that need help, that have gone through so much trauma, does make you feel good. It's like, what's the word I'm looking for? Why can't I think of the fucking word? I don't know what the word is, but makes you feel good. Hi, Milo. Milo's like, can I join? Big yawns. Oh, look at his little teethers. He's about to bark. People are near my house now. Yeah. But I think this is kind of the end of the episode. I think it's around like 30 minutes or so. Something quick and sweet. I need to make like a timeline of the X situation so that when I talk about it, I have it fully written down. Because I don't want to jump all over the place like I did on this episode, because it's kind of a fucking shit show. But yeah, this week has just been kind of a shit show, and not having great weather and stuff like that just makes everything so more depressing and like upsetting, and you just feel so blah. Like I needed motivation to try to push myself to do this, and I'm really trying to keep it for every 2 weeks because I would like to continue on doing this. But also I would like having sponsors like Celsius. I like Celsius. I would love a Celsius sponsorship or brand deal or something. This shit's delicious. And I honestly wish we had more of the Live Fit ones in Canada. Because they're also, I think they're, was it zero? Well, they're 10 calories. There's no sugar. It is an energy drink. But like this one helps like with your metabolism and all that kind of stuff. And that's the shit that I would like to drink. But there's not many flavors here in Canada for Live Fit. And this one I actually bought online off Amazon. So it's not even technically here, but I think it finally came like a few months ago. But I wish we had more flavors. But of course the US gets everything. And Canada is late to everything, which is really annoying. But yeah. Anywho, I hope you guys all have a good week. It's supposed to be very sunny here and finally nice and in the plus 20s this week in Regina. So if you're in Regina, have an amazing week if you're somewhere else. Hopefully your weather's also good. And stay tuned for next week's episode because you never know what tea's about to be spilled next. Bye, bitches.
Unfiltered.